This is Proverbs 3 and 4 from the Message. Don't lose your grip on love and loyalty. Tie them around your neck. Carve their initials on your heart. Earn a reputation for living well in God's eyes and the eyes of the people. And now from the Living Bible, Luke 10:25 through 27. One day, an expert on Moses' law came to test Jesus' orthodoxy by asking him this question. Teacher, what does a man need to do to live forever in heaven? Jesus replied, what does Moses' law say about it? It says, he replied, that you must love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your strength and with all your mind. And you love your neighbor just as much as you love yourself.
Thank you, Susie. We said last week that words matter. Actions also matter. If I say I love you and my actions are harmful to you and your well-being, do you believe the words or the actions? If I say I'm protesting a government decision and I show up with weapons and tools for destruction instead of signs, who can believe my words that I came only to protest? These thoughts, along with the statement that Bob made in his post-election meditation, we no longer have the luxury of enemies, have taken me on an exploration. My first reaction to having my enemies wrenched from my life was, oh land, what am I going to do now? Start to love everybody? Of course, the idea of loving everyone is not new, but it is critical in the current political situation. It's pressing. We know the love demonstrated by Jesus in his actions in life, and the Bible tells us clearly how central love is for our work in bringing God's kingdom alive on this earth. We know the verses we heard from Luke 10 and the version of that we memorize in Mark with Susan as a congregation. I think it's in Mark. You all remember. We know the description of love in 1 Corinthians, which starts by reminding us that without love, we are clanging cymbals, and goes on to list the characteristics of love. So we know, and since we know, my meditation could end right here. But for me, knowing does not turn consistently into action in my daily life. Even when interacting with those I'm clear that I love, my actions fall short of loving often enough to give me pause. I need more than words to get me to action. The Sikh activist and civil rights attorney Valerie Kaur has important things to say to us about love in action. She points out that thinking of love as a flood of emotions is problematic. Instead, revolutionary love is what we are called to. She specifically says, feelings alone are too fickle and fluid to sustain political action. Social reformers through history led entire nonviolent movements anchored in love as an ethic. Love lived as an ethic is a form of sweet labor. Fierce, bloody, imperfect, and life-giving, a choice made over and over again. Revolutionary love can be taught, modeled, and practiced. Revolutionary love is a choice to enter into all three labors necessary for transforming the world. labor for others, labor for our opponents, and labor for ourselves. Such revolutions do not happen only in the grand moments in public view, but also in small pockets of people coming together to inhabit a new way of being. When we commit to revolutionary love, we commit to the birth of the beloved community by becoming the beloved community. Do we know how to practice the revolutionary love that Core and the Bible describe? Personally, I need practice for that. If it's hard loving those close to me, imagine the gap when it comes to those who I do not really care for, those people I might have declared my enemies before Bob's statement. That gap scares me. Core says that practice can move us closer to having no enemies and living out of an ethic of love. I need practice. Practice leads me to action and makes words and ideals come alive. So today I want to introduce to you a practice that has helped me, the Buddhist practice of loving kindness, or Maitri. A pertinent example here is my interactions with a certain one of my neighbors. For reasons I won't go into, I came to have little regard, perhaps even disdain for this person because of how I perceived his behavior. When I started including this person in my Maitri, my attitude toward him softened. I saw shifts in myself and my interactions with him. He did not change. I changed. Now, instead of ignoring his existence, I am often able to speak to him when our paths cross. This small step toward an ethic of love serves me, serves him, and I believe serves the world. A small practice, a small change, the smallest movement that ripples out to the beloved community. With your permission, I would like to briefly walk you through Maitri. For demonstration today, I will be using words of honest goodwill and love that work for me. When you choose to try the practice, you may select words that ring true for you. Now, if you like, close your eyes and we will begin. First, see yourself. And when you can, with honest feelings of goodwill, say the following: May I be at peace. May I experience the universe's goodness. Second, see those you care about. And when you can, with honest feelings of goodwill, say the following: May you be at peace. May you experience the universe's goodness. Third, imagine someone or people you feel neutral about, perhaps the grocery clerk or your mail deliverer. And when you can, with honest feelings of goodwill, say the following: May you be at peace. May you experience the universe's goodness. Fourth, bring to mind someone or some people that you disagree with, find difficult, or see as offensive. And when you can, with honest feelings of goodwill, say the following: May you be at peace. May you experience the universe's goodness. Finally, imagine all the people you have seen in your mind standing together. And when you can, with honest feelings of goodwill, say the following: may we be at peace. May we experience the universe's goodness. I find Matri meaningful in the way it starts with me and ripples out to include the world. I find it useful for the way it works from those I love, through neutral people, to those I have difficulty with. My use of Matri has, as the proverb Susie read earlier says, tied love around my heart and carved its initials on my heart. Matri brings me closer to acting from an ethic of love. Truthfully, when I pray for good things for other people, I am softened toward them. Consistent use of this simple practice has made and makes love more active in my life. Perhaps as a community, we might consider this or other specific practices we can learn to move us closer to revolutionary love. Then, as we learn to more fully live out of an ethic of love, serving others, our opponents, and ourselves, we are no longer claiming symbols. Instead, we become more a community that has the proverbial reputation for living well in God's eyes and the eyes of the people. A small pocket of people coming together to inhabit a new way of being.